Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video I'm going to go over all the trader levels and show you exactly what is new on each trader level so you can actually get an idea of where to find the items you're after and some of the changes or the variations between the new armors and the old ones so you can actually pick which one to be better. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So first up, we've got Propor Level 1. The main change here, or the addition here, is the Mosin Infantry Rifle. There is two types of the Mosin base rifle now. The only difference is the stock and one variation in the ergonomics. So the infantry rifle has one better ergonomics. Now moving over to Propor Level 2, we have the MPL 50 or the ET, the entrenching tool. Trade that for two pom-poms and you'll have the new entrenching tool. Down at the bottom, there is now the AK-74. This is pretty much a stock standard AK-74. Compared to an AK-74, and it has slightly worse ergonomic recoil. So take it as it is, but there is a new AK in the game. Now moving over to Propor Level 3, there is a Bayonet, which is now tradable for 2 filters, and you also need 2 Aquamaris. Haven't been able to find any of these yet, and everything that's been new that's up on the flea market is costing around 500,000 to like 2 million rubles. So I've already blown a heap of money trying to find out or test out different the backpacks and that, so you guys can see that. So I don't really want to waste too much more money. I'll just go in there and find these items myself. Now, 3 new main additions to Propor Level 4 is the Velde 1x6 times scope, the drum mag for the RPK, which also fits all the AK variants, being your like AK-105, AK-74N, anything uses 545 ammo, and it holds 95 rounds. So it's actually really cool. I've got one on my gun right now, and I'm about to go Terror Labs with that. This trades for a car battery, or you can get an RPK 16, which will come with the magazine, but it costs 3 gunpowders and 200 M61 rounds. Now, if you're going to buy this round, you need to have Sniper Level 7 and Peacekeeper Level 4 with the Wet Job Part 6 done. Now, that ammo isn't too difficult to get once you get to that point. However, the gunpowder has now shot up in value. It was around, I think, 60,000 rubles. They're selling now for like 300,000 rubles. So, skip that one in for now. You're just going to either have to kill the killer to get the RPK-16, unless you've got the PP-19, or you'll just have to find some gunpowder through toolboxes. Now, moving over to Painkillers. The Painkillers now are a 3-time use. The ibuprofen is a 12 times use as well. So you actually get to use these multiple times now. And obviously the Painkillers are still on Therapist Level 1. Prices haven't changed. There was a bit of discussion in my chat the other day asking if that would happen. Moving over to Therapist Level 2. The Lucky Scav Box image has changed. The price has gone up a little bit. I think that might have been purely by the dynamic flea market earlier. Now, the Mr. Holodilnik Thermo Bag is a food carrying bag that carries 49 slots of food and water. So you need to collect yourself a heap of food and drink to get that one. The Dog's Tank case is on Therapist Level 2. They're not going to be selling out anytime soon. They're 360,000 rubles. And now moving over to Therapist Level 4. You have the thick case, which is now requiring 10 defibrillators, the LED X for 8 of them, and ibuprofen. So there's plenty of new items in the game, which I'll be covering those tasks in a task guide and where to find them. However, there is plenty of stuff you need to start finding, putting aside if you want to get these new items. Moving over to Skier Level 2. There are some minor attachments, guys, I'm going to skip over, but I'm going to look at the main ones. You got your new night vision goggle. It has a dovetail mount here. I'm not exactly sure which head harness it mounts onto. There are 2 now, or it goes on actually one of the firm helmets like a 6B, but that's where the mount is for it. The new 2.5 times prism, or the primary arms compact prism scope. This feels like a 3 times or a 3.5 times or even a 4 times scope. I've used it twice now and I just feel like it's a bit different than that. But maybe it is a 2.5 times and I'm just seeing things. The 80AR 2-15, which is a single fire 5.56, effectively an AR-15 for a Russian variant, is on Skier Level 2. Now, this is a really cool gun. You can completely mod it out to look like an M4. So the only difference is it's now a single shot, not a full auto, and it sounds cool as hell. And also, to finalize that one, I feel like it's just a little bit too expensive. Personal opinion, probably needs to go down in price. It's a single fire rifle. At this stage of the game, when you got an AR-15, you're not going to be able to go buy your 995 ammo. So you're going to be using whatever the best ammo. Like if you're using this on a leveling process, I just feel like it's just a little bit too expensive at the moment. Not by lots, just needs to go down a little bit. But it's cool as hell. Next we have the M2 tactical sword from Skier level 4. Now with this one you need to get an SGC-10 item and the Pro Kill. I'm not really sure what this is. These two items are to loot. However, you need to complete the Flint task to get this tactical sword. You also need to actually, hand up a checkpoint key. The Flint task requires you to have skill resistance level 18. So it's probably going to take a little bit of time for some people to get the ability to unlock this, as well as to find these items if they're not already up on the flea market for tens of millions of rubles. Now, moving over to Peacekeeper level 3, you have the new night vision goggles on Peacekeeper level 3. The Remington 700 shotgun. The Remington 700 rifle. There is a mount for this on mechanic, so you can put scopes on it. So if you've seen my previous video, there's me going around with the scoped Remington. That's how you do that. And the HK416. Now, I compared this against the M4 real quickly earlier, but just to show you guys again, it is effectively better in recoil. It's better recoil, better horizontal recoil on the HK, as well as ergonomics are better. Now, until I fully pimp out this gun and check it out against both being fully pimped out, this isn't an accurate way of testing which one has better recoil, purely for the fact that the HK416 has different modifications on it initially. So once I get the money and the time together, and I'll put this next to each other, fully pimped out, and you'll actually see which one has the better ergonomics, recoil, etc. So something to look out for there. Moving over to Peacekeeper level 4, we have the new Cry Armor shields for the helmet. The only issue I've got with this is I wanted to purchase the GPX off the flea market from someone to get the new the face armor on there to cover the ears, but there's none up for sale yet. I was going to drop whatever money it was going to cost, but too late. The new 4 monocle night vision goggle is out. It costs $1,700, so it's quite expensive. I do believe it'll be the bee's knees of the NVGs, which you could see in the trailer how much clearer and opened it looked. Problem is, $1,700 is a lot of money for these, but when you've got the money to blow, it'll be a lot of fun. Moving over to Mechanic level 2, and I will skip some of the mods here, guys, but for the Remington rail, there's one just here on Mechanic level 2. You also get the Mosin stocks, so if you want to have the shorter stocks for the Mosin. There is a pimped out Mosin you can actually just get straight up, requiring a tool set. And also the pimped out Remington, which requires an RFID-R and the VPX. So I believe this one's going to be a little bit of an annoying thing to find. Once we find farming spots for these items, it will make it a lot easier. But that's the fun of it right now. There's so much new stuff being added. We need to find these items to to explore, and this is part of the enjoyment of me right now. I'm like Christmas mode, Christmas in Tarkov. Moving over to Mechanic level 3, we have the TT pistol grip. There's heaps of little pistol attachments here, being the P226, etc., and the TT. There's a new magazine for the PP19, and then coming down, you can get an RPK16 here for a Vertex and some caps. No idea what these items are yet. Still going to be working on it. Super keen that there's multiple ways of getting these new items. So if people want to farm them in certain ways, they can. Moving over to Mechanic level 4, there are a lot of new pistol attachments and mods for different guns. I'm not going to go over each individual. They're more of a visualization thing and just having a bit of fun. I was told there is a new foregrip that is of 6% recoil reduction, but I haven't been able to see it yet. It's probably been sold out, but we'll have to wait and see. That sounds really cool to me, but it might be OP if it's at -6% recoil, because the best one before that was -2. Moving over to Ragman level 1, the coolest part about this one is there is now a helmet available at level 1 Ragman, and it's not too expensive, 18,000 rubles. It's a tier 3 helmet, and I think it's really cool. That's going to be really handy, having a tier 3 helmet. If we can get some packers earlier on too, that's just going to help those really nasty one taps from the scavs early. So unless they're hitting the legs, you actually take a few bullets to the chest. Ragman level 2, the packer image has now changed. As well as that, there is the new NVG mask for the other types of NVGs. 2 new armor rigs, the 6B5, 16, and the 15. Now, two major differences here is the 16 is a class 3, whereas the 15 is a class 4. So you'll be able to get these down at level 2 Ragman, but only the tier 3 is for rubles, whereas the other one you'll need to trade for bleach and sodium. So that's kind of cool. When you're leveling up, you'll have access to be able to get these early. Problem is, at the moment, you'll be able to level so fast with all these new tasks and all the tasks in the game that you'll get past a lot of these items really quickly. Now, moving on to Ragman Level 3, we have the Musker helmet. This helmet is the same helmet as the killer Scav boss is wearing. So the helmet is a tier 4 or an armor class 4, but the face shield that killer wears is actually a class 6. So that's now available for 3M armors. So I imagine those are going to sell out on the flea market for a lot more money now, which is good. So it gives you an option to farm some items. Moving down, we have the 6B13, the 6B23, and the difference between both the 6B13s is literally just the floral pattern versus the digital cam, and then obviously you've got the 23, so which is a tier 3 armor. So you've got the tier 3 and the 2 tier 4s. You can purchase all of them for rubles, which is cool. Now we've got the M1 rig, which is a tactical rig. Now the thing to note here, and I'm going to show you the inside of the second one here. With this tactical rig, it is actually a armored rig, and it has a 20 container size. The new Belt A, Belt B gear rig has 26 container size. Now this is the biggest container in the game when it comes to rigs. I've compared this up against the Alpha rig, and it's only a 20, and I've gone through all the other ones. I've got one in my stash. I'll just show you here quickly, and that's how big it is. So it's nice and big. There's 26. That's your epic farming rig is that one right there. Now moving back over to Ragman, we're going to move over to level 4 now, as there's no more items there to check out. Now with level 4 Ragman, there's some new gear as well. With the armors, you've got now the 6B23-2 being the armor class 4. Now this is the Zuck 6A armor. This one is actually the same armor class as a fort armor, or what we used to call the fort armor. The armor points are only 60 instead of 80, but the movement speed is a lot better. The only issue you've got here is there's no arm protection, whereas the arm protection on the what we used to call the fort is, well, I guess we'll call it the 43 now. The arm protection on the 43 is it's got it there, whereas the other one doesn't. But you got better movement speed and turning speed, etc. Moving down to this massive backpack, which cost 4 paracord. I was going to actually buy one of these to show you, but unfortunately, paracords are up to 300,000, between 300 and 400,000 rubles on the market, which means if I have to get 4 of them, I'm looking at somewhere between 1 to 1.2 million rubles to purchase it, just to show you guys. I've already blown a lot of cash trying to just show you some of the other items here and to test out some of the stuff for the videos. So unfortunately, I don't want to blow out too many more. Something that's really interesting to note here is actually the speed penalty from wearing this backpack now. There's a negative 22% speed penalty for wearing this backpack. Whereas if you wore the Paratus backpack or the Attack 2, you're going to have a lot less speed loss. But the 35 container space compared to the 42 is very interesting. And if you ever do want to go back to using this one, which is the beta backpack, it's got a less container size, it's got one less row, but the speed penalty is less. Finally, to add on to that, there is a new armor rig called the Wartech TV110 plate carrier. This one is an armor class 3 and has 60 points of armor. This is really beast. You can only buy 1 per hour, sitting on a really nice price of 150k. But it's really cool. I've actually got one on at the moment. This is how big it is. You can actually get your RPK mags to fit in there, and it's just really cool. So guys, that's it for this video. I tried to carry out all the items I could in the game. However, some items might have been sold out and I might have missed them. Unfortunately, people are just buying up stuff to chuck on the flea market, which is really annoying. But there is some really cool new additions. Hopefully, you learned something from this video. I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming at the moment, particularly smaller streams, so I can get out videos in between the streams themselves. So probably be 2 streams a day with more YouTube videos going up until I cover all the new content. Going to be working on the guides as well today, farming all those items and locations for them. If anyone knows any locations, feel free to hit me up on my Discord or in the comments below. Any help is really nice. Finally, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future content. I stream on Twitch 6 days a week. Go down the link below. Give me a follow over there. Come say good day if you have any questions. And lastly, I'll see you next time. I don't want to fall asleep because I missed you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing.